for me. Like I said, if I was left-handed, all it does, I think, help the camera angle a little. Maybe you can see more what I'm doing in there. Now that I got it started, I can turn it and come in from this side up to the neck again. You can always worry about taking and cutting it off shorter later. You don't want to go too short from the start and you end up wasting a lot of that good meat. Almost got this side. It's not going out too bad, I guess. It's still not my preferred side of the animal. Now this is getting to be pretty picked clean. I think I'm gonna cut the neck off. I want to start back here because there's still some meat that runs back up to the back of the shoulder. What I gotta do is I gotta get through this first so that it'll bend down. Now, what I'm doing is I'm working my knife around back and forth, cutting any cartilage, any sinew, and basically you're gonna have to use your ninja skills and break the neck when you get to a certain point. Not really breaking it, but you are breaking it loose. Kind of like you do the front legs when you cutting them off. Get to a certain point and you kind of pop it loose, I guess. So I'm trying to do that now. Must be some sinews and something still holding her together. Or I could always be cutting on the wrong side of what I was on the back. And getting her now. There we go. Now this neck is not huge. It's not gonna feed your family. What I usually would do is take it, and it's pretty clean. Maybe I'll take some of this off. It's not gonna matter because when I cook it up, the meat is gonna fall off and the bone and stuff will be easy enough to pick out. I'll cook it down, pick all the bone out. Actually, I'm probably going to save this one for a soup stock. It's really going to make a good flavor. Trim it up just a little. Nothing like good soup, good homemade soup. Okay, that looks good to me. Now this is pretty clean. This is, well, yeah, that's pretty minute there. We'll take that little piece. It's actually going to be a tender piece, but because it's off the bottom of the sirloin, but we'll just take it and grind it. Alright, that's clean. I've tried eating the ribs. There's people that say they eat the ribs, that you gotta cook them and cook them and cook them. I have tried it. I really don't care for them. They don't appeal to me. If you got a recipe for it, that's good. I'd love to hear it. But myself, I haven't been able to figure out the method. I've tried grilling them, I've tried cooking them over an open fire, tried cooking them in the oven. I think what happens is the fat on them actually burns before it melts off, so you get that flavor of the burnt fat on it. Now, when I was smoking, I smoked some bacon the other day, and when I did that, I actually cooked it on a low heat, and it kind of melted some of the fat off. And that might be a better way to do those ribs. Melt that fat off before you finish cooking through, and then you don't have all that fat in it. I'm just going to clean up this back strap, and then we'll move on to the front legs, and then we're just about done. Find about the middle. Doesn't matter at all. The most important thing is probably that you're at the edge of the table, and that you don't use too much downward force, because it just makes it harder to do if you end up having to individually skin this out. Now that's pretty clean. Again, this is the neck end, that's why it came off into two separate pieces like that. That silver skin is just, that's some tough stuff. There's just nothing you can do with it. Or then I say nothing again. There's probably guys that weave that stuff together and make fishing line. Take this piece and trim it off, because it's just going to get in the way. It's kind of like belly meat on a fish. I take it and turn it around again. Sirloin on there, nice and tender. Just gentle pressure. With practice, you'll become good at it. Flip it over. See, I slipped off there. So now I show you it's harder from this side, because you end up going deeper than you really want to. It's easier to pull it away while it's all one piece. Got a little bit of trash in there. You can always go back before you grind and whatever and do a little extra cleanup work. I try to get it all done right away, because there's no sense in doing the same thing twice. Now we're going to move on to a leg, front leg. We're going to take the good one first with less damage, so you can get an idea of how it works. Then I'll go to the other one. Just taking this bruise off. Not even a hole here. One actually shot right here, but surrounding area feels the trauma, and you get the bruises. Or the blood will run up under the surface of the animal. between the seams. I'm just gonna do a little bit of cleanup. Get a little bit of fat off. This is basically hello. Yeah. Good. If you got time, you can do them. Alright, that'll be good if it's done. What was that? Distroed a bunch of shit? Yeah. It was mixed in, wasn't it? See, so John or somebody's got to call about that because some guys are dropping